Okay, today we're really getting into it. We're ripping the cover off the big story in AI video right now, OpenAI's Sora 2.
Yeah, it's definitely caused a stir.
It's more than a stir. It feels like a global arms race. I mean, we're seeing something like, what, 20 plus competing models just in China popping up by year end?
That's right. And of course, you've got the usual big players, Google, Meta, Runway, Luma AI.
Yeah.
They're all scrambling.
Exactly. So our mission today is to figure out why everyone's calling this the GPT 3.5 moment for video, but also why, actually making money off it seems, well, kind of broken right now.
Well, that's the fascinating part, isn't it? This commercial paradox. The competition is fierce, absolutely.
Right.
Having a strong video model is almost like a status symbol now for these big AI labs.
I'm the benchmark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But actually using it, the cost is,
Yeah.
wow, still way too high for widespread use. You could be burning through tens of dollars in credits just trying to get one good usable shot.
Tens of dollars, really?
Potentially, yeah, for something complex and dynamic that actually works. And, Baidu's Lian Hom flagged this early on.
What'd he say?
He talked about the huge investment needed, maybe 10, even 20 years, before you see clear business returns. And look at those early AI film experiments like Shanghai Wonderland.
Oh, yeah, I remember the buzz around that.
Buzz, yes.
Yeah.
Box office success, not so much. It mostly just got people talking.
Okay, hold on. If the cost is that high, and someone like Leon Hong is basically saying, see you in a decade or two for profits, then how can we call it a GPT 3.5 moment? Doesn't that imply some kind of, accessibility or democratization? If only massive studios can afford it.
But that's because the technical leap was the game changer. The label fits because Sora 2, well, is the first one to really nail synchronized audio and visuals.
Okay.
That significantly boosted the physical accuracy, the realism. If you compare it directly with competitors, Sora 2 is ahead by over 40% on things like physical consistency, sound vision sync.
40%, that's
Yeah.
a big jump.
It's huge. It means we're moving beyond those, slightly janky 5-second clips that didn't really make sense.
Yeah.
Now you can potentially generate usable bridge shots.
Bridge shots,
Right.
like transitions.
Exactly. Those little connecting pieces filmmakers use to move between scenes smoothly. Stuff that was basically impossible for AI before.
Right, and that technical achievement, nailing the realism, the physics, that's kind of what blew up in their face ethically at first, right, with the cameo feature.
Oh, absolutely. Generating those hyper-realistic digital doubles or avatars
Yeah.
that opened a huge can of worms.
How so?
Well, their initial strategy was basically opt out by default.
Meaning they just used whatever data they had?
Pretty much. It meant the model could potentially create content using famous copyrighted characters without permission. Huge IP infringement risk.
Yikes.
And maybe even more worrying, the realism meant you could potentially create fake videos of real people doing things they never did.
No.
Non-consensual stuff, potentially indecent stuff. It created an immediate crisis around who owns your digital likeness.
Okay, so a bit of a mess. But Sam Altman stepped in pretty quickly.
He did. They issued what they called Sora Update, #1. And that was the end of opt-out.
So what's the new system?
It's fully opt-in. IP owners now get really specific control. They can say, okay, use my character for this type of scene, but absolutely not for that. It's a pivot towards a commercial model, partnerships, revenue sharing.
Right, partnering with the IP owners instead of just taking.
Precisely. And that shift completely changes their business goal now.
How so?
Well, the aim now seems to be creating an AI version of Weibo or Facebook. Think one-click video creation, probably heavily focused on mobile.
So less about professional studios, more about everyday users.
That seems to be the direction. They need to figure out how to make money from the, maybe 95% of users who will likely use it for free, which is a very different goal than a platform like TikTok, which is mainly about consuming content, not creating it from scratch like this.
Okay, so if we zoom out, are they really a threat to Meta or TikTok right now?
Honestly, probably not in the immediate term. Those platforms have billions of users, massive networks, established advertising. That's hard to displace.
Right.
The real gap, the thing AI still can't do, is the human part. Actual imagination, creativity born from life experience. That's the core of compelling content creation.
So for you listening, what's the takeaway? These tools are getting incredibly powerful, yes. It's a bit like when digital cameras made filmmaking cheaper than using actual film reels. It democratizes the process.
The production part.
But the sources we're looking at suggest that maybe 99.9% of characters generated purely by AI will lack that spark, that continuous personality you need to build real, lasting IP people care about.
Which leads to, I think, a pretty provocative final thought. Sora 2 is clearly leading this next wave of AI video. It's impressive tech.
No doubt.
But if most of what people create with it ends up being kind of template-driven, lacking that unique human originality, are we just setting ourselves up to flood the internet with incredibly realistic, technically brilliant, but ultimately forgettable noise?